I'll have to hold this because I didn't make notes.
Our job is to get out information.
Information Advisory Committee. What's our purpose? Purpose is to disseminate information to the community, but factual information. We utilize many forms of mediums where you'll see later we're responsible for almost everything you look at with the exception of the view that has information on it. We also are researching to see if there's any better ways of doing it. If we had a Time Warner in everybody's house, we could probably have an HOA website or an HOA that would, which we do have, by the way, that could pass on more information. Members consist of volunteers, as do the other committees. We have a representative of the HO board, and we have representatives from the IT area and the general manager. Next one. You're going to love me because mine's very short. I'm chair, but because of some personal commitments over the past 3-4 months that are going to continue, I haven't been able to spend much time here. I'm down in the San Diego area. Mark Goldberg has been acting as my chair. Our members are Mark, myself, Mark, Bob Furring, who I don't think will be here, Phyllis Cohn, who I did see. Raise your hand. Thanks, Phyllis. Ken Foster. Thank you. Mary Lee Neathold. Thank you. Tom Hudson, who is our liaison with the CAC. Rich Mentera he's not here right now, and Gus and Aggie Kessler is our liaison to the board. The committee is responsible for the contents of the website, our phone app, clubhouse information TVs that you'll see around here, our podcast, which Mr. Ferring does very well, anything that's on the YouTube, our e-blast letters, which is, if you haven't opted in, I would suggest you do that, and then ask a question. Now, this is how we function. We have a meeting once a month, as most advisory committees do, and our basic reason for that is to discuss the statistics as to the usage of our mediums, such as websites. We can find out how much, and ask a question. We can see whether it's being utilized, if there's any improvements we have to do to encourage people. We also talk about feedback that comes in through Ask a Question, and any other subject that might be pertinent or we feel is necessary to be disseminated. The members are assigned as liaisons to all the committees. I didn't want to go into every single one of them, but basically it's to inform the other committees what the IAC is doing and to get information back to the IAC that may be or may need to be disseminated out to the community. Went too fast, but that's okay. Based on what we do discuss, there is a possibility that it may be of interest to the community, and we may ask the person who has brought the information back to write a little article on it. If we do, the articles are reviewed, forwarded to the GM for a second review, because we like a second pair of eyes and make sure that everything on there is factual. And then it is approved before we put it into publication. The coordination with both the board and the CAC, which is the view, is maintained constantly. While we're responsible for the content, we have a checks and balances by utilizing the GM and the board. Ask a Question is constant on our website. We try to respond to the questions daily, although we don't succeed all the time. If the question is of broad interest or general interest, we'll respond to it right on the website as the question was put to us. But some of them have some confidential or questionable type things where we'd rather not specifically show or indicate who put it on there. And therefore, we may make up a generic type question that's similar to it and answer it that way in our Q&A area. Some of the questions also result in necessary or possible articles, and we have those written, but those are vetted the same way as our previous articles are. That's it.
Thank you.